Thanks, Milana here, and we have a little light and a little warmth to our lives. So, I service all the folks who have not braved the dark and cold and are joining us from the warmth of the live stream. And we're happy to have all of you. And we're going to begin with Hine Matov, 8 or 9, somewhere around there. Hine Matov, and measure failure by what we do not gain. But to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we care nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, so we embrace Shabbat, day of peace. We offer thanks, O God, for the Shabbat. Even born of friendship and love, we offer thanks and blessing, O God. This celebrated in our community, the wider community, as Shabbat for Good. And I'm going to invite Dorothea to tell us a little bit about that.
It's dangerous giving me a microphone. There's something special happening this weekend that I hope each of you will be part of. It's called Shabbat for Good. I've been a longtime volunteer on a variety of committees at the Jewish Federation of Cleveland. It's enabled me to see firsthand the incredible work that they do for Jewish Cleveland and for Israel. This is a weekend when our congregation joins the Jewish Federation of Cleveland and synagogues across our community to celebrate Shabbat with unity and purpose. Together, we're taking on a beautiful goal to reach 613 pledges to the 2026 campaign for Jewish needs, one for each of the 613 mitzvot that guide us in living lives of meaning and responsibility. So how can you take part? First, celebrate Shabbat. As we welcome Shabbat, we light the candles, gather for services, and share meals with family and friends. We take the sacred pause to breathe, to rest, and to reconnect. However we each observe, we are part of a powerful, community-wide moment of Jewish connection. Second, make your gift. The Campaign for Jewish Needs sustains Jewish life here in Cleveland and around the world. Your campaign gift will help support our synagogue so we can continue to provide quality Jewish education, ensure our physical space is safe and welcoming, and so much more. Every gift, no matter the size, truly makes a difference. Make your gift anytime during the weekend at jewishcleveland.org. And third, volunteer. This Sunday, the 23rd, from 11 to 4, we will gather at the Federation Building for a community outreach hour. Together, we'll reach out by phone, text, and email to invite others to take part. There will even be PJ Library activities for kids from 11 to 2. It's a wonderful way for families to get involved together. It's been incredibly rewarding to reach out to community members to talk about all the things the Federation does and to hear their stories and their commitments. I hope that you will join me this Sunday. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Dorothea. We'll continue with the lighting of Shabbat lights. Invite Amy Richards to come and lead us in the lighting of the Shabbat candles. And on the sides, we have the candles for all the folks who would like to light your own candles. Please do that now.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
To the ones we love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear our prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see our way to you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lamikra'e kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen.
Thank you, Amy. Shabbat Shalom. Page 13. Shir Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Sing a new song. Page 20, we'll find there L'chad Odi to welcome Shabbat. As we always do, we'll stand when we get to the last verse, turn to the doors through which we entered so that we can welcome Shabbat to enter through those same doors. L'chad Odi.
L'chad Odi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'chad Odi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Yishmianu el ham-yuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad L'shemo teferet v'litila. L'chad Odi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat
turn to page 28 for Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu atah Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed.
You can be seated, and we continue on page 30. And we'll read together in the middle of the page. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to your plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night, and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzivaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. And over the page to 32.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbenu, uvkumenu nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla. Ve'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
And if you're able, please stand for Shema Yisrael, page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
You can be seated.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, b'shivtecha b'veitecha, uv'lechtecha v'derech, uv'shachbecha uv'kumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu latotafot eineinecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tiskeru, vasitem et kol mitzvotai, V'yitem kadoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lihiot lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. On page 39, in the middle of the page, we'll read responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered. At Sinai, we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Page 40.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, nora tehilot osef eleh. Adonai yimloch le'olam, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh.
Over the page to 42. And the words are in your service program.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
And on 43, we read at the top of the page. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Amen. You can find the tefillah beginning on page 48. And if you're able, please rise for the tefillah.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, u'mevi gula livnei v'neihem, lema'an shemo be'ahava, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah, Rav lehoshia. Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim ve'rofeh cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha bal gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
You can be seated. Just take a moment before our prayer for peace to think about the week that's passed and things that we feel grateful for, because the prayer for peace is always preceded by a prayer modium of thanksgiving. So if we take a moment, just think about something that perhaps has happened for you during the week for which you're feeling grateful, and share that with somebody who's sitting around you. Okay. We'll continue then on page 60. Page 60.
Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom, Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam, Tasim Leolam.
Take a moment now for a silent prayer.
Yehiyu l'ratzon imrei fi v'hegyon libi. Yehiyu l'ratzon imrei fi v'hegyon libi lefanecha.
Yehiyu l'ratzon imrei fi v'hegyon libi. Yehiyu l'ratzon imrei fi v'hegyon libi lefanecha.
Adonai Tsuri, Adonai Tsuri v'gohali. Adonai Tsuri, Adonai Tsuri v'gohali. Go inside your heart, just be. Go inside your heart and see what it wants, what it needs, what it yearns when you breathe. Go inside your heart and see. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be kind, be true. May they be acceptable to you, oh my rock, my rock, and my redeemer.
Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. Hu yivarech et acholim. We ask God's blessing upon all those who are sick and in need of healing. If you are on the live stream and you know someone who's sick and you'd like to include them in the blessing, please speak their names aloud in your home. And here in the Beit Tfilah, please speak their names aloud as I look your way. Kadosh Baruch Hu, v'yivarech otam, v'yitein lahem refuah shlema, refuat hanefesh, refuat haguf. We pray that the Holy Blessed One will send to each of these people whom we've named, and to all who are in need of healing, a complete healing, a healing of body and of spirit. Let us all say, Amen.
Avotenu mekor habracha laimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishebeirach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Film buffs will tell you that 1939 was a fabulous year for the movies. Remember 1939? Among the classics produced that year were Gone with the Wind and The Wizard of Oz, which Ricky and I just saw at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Another memorable film from that same year was one of my father's favorite movies, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, with Charles Laughton. And one of the most powerful scenes in the film contains a line that I don't believe is in the book, but which my father often quoted. When Quasimodo is tied to a wheel and lashed to the delight of the mob, he suffers silently until Esmeralda takes pity on him and gives him a drink. And after he's released from this torture, Quasimodo utters the powerful line, "She gave me water." This small gesture from Esmeralda has a powerful and lasting impact. She recognizes the hunchback's humanity. Now, American tourists traipsing through Europe at times feel as though they too are subject to ridicule and abuse, and often water plays a role in this. How many of us have experienced the culture shock that occurs when asking for a glass of water in a restaurant when we're on the continent? If you insist on a glass of actual tap water, the serving staff has a fit and might even refuse to serve you such a dangerous concoction. If you acquiesce to ordering a bottle of water, we are overwhelmed with the selection of waters: artesian, spring, well, glacier, natural or carbonated, some that have a mixture of minerals. But this is nothing compared to the challenges that Isaac faces this week in the Torah portion in his quest for water. We read in Genesis, Isaac dug anew the wells which had been dug in the days of his father Abraham, and which the Philistines had stopped up after Abraham's death. And he gave them the same names that his father had given them. But when Isaac's servants digging in the wadi found that there was a spring of water, the herdsmen of Gerar quarreled with Isaac's herdsmen, saying, "The water is ours." He named that well Esek, because they contended with him. And when they dug another well, they disputed over that one also, so he named it Sitnah. He moved from there and dug yet another well, and they didn't quarrel over it, so he called it Rehovot, saying, "Now at last Adonai has granted us ample space to increase in the land." Although the Torah gives us very little information about Isaac, here we are given precise and detailed information about his pursuit of water. This is certainly understandable given the geography and the climate in which he lived. But we've encountered water-related issues elsewhere in the Torah and know that it has a symbolic significance as well. Water is often a sign of spirituality. We encounter this with Hagar's loss of hope, shedding tears as she sees her son Ishmael's life ebbing away on account of thirst. And we will come across it again at the joy of the crossing of the Sea of Reeds and at the panic that ensues after Miriam dies and the people are left without water. Beyond general spirituality, Rabbinic Judaism, in a number of midrashim, compares water to Torah. As waters reach from one end of the world to the other, so Torah reaches from one end of the world to the other. As waters give life to the world, so Torah gives life to the world. As waters are given without cost to the world, so is the Torah given without cost to the world. As waters are given from heaven, so is the Torah given from heaven. As waters are given to the accompaniment of powerful thunderings, so was Torah given to the accompaniment of powerful thunderings. As waters restore a person's spirit, so Torah restores a person's spirit. As waters cleanse a person from uncleanness, so Torah cleanses an unclean person. As waters come down in myriads of drops and become a multitude of brooks, so are words of Torah. As waters leave high place and flow to a low place, so Torah leaves one whose opinion of oneself is high and cleaves to one whose spirit is lowly. That Isaac spends so much time and effort digging for water, a symbol of spirituality, reveals much about his character. Despite all that he's been through, he is hopeful and a spiritual individual. He opens wells that have been filled, and he digs for new sources of water. The Talmud in Barachot 26b informs us of his spirituality through the tradition that Isaac is the one responsible for the Mincha's afternoon service. Through his focus on wells of water, we can add another aspect to his spiritual endeavors. And as Al Yalkut Shimoni teaches, the Torah is a well of living waters. Isaac is a unique person among the patriarchs. He's the only one of the patriarchs who remains in the land promised by God to Abraham. He's also the only patriarch not to have his name changed. Name changes take place in the Torah after a close encounter with the divine. And surely Isaac, bound on the altar, had an unimaginably intimate encounter with God, yet his name remains the same. And perhaps there's something spiritually different about Isaac for telling a different way of relating to God. Isaac is sensitive to the holiness of normality. It is with Isaac that we first come across the word love in relation to another person. Genesis records he took Rebekah as his wife, and Isaac loved her. He pleads with God on her behalf, and it's Isaac who flirts and frolics with his wife. He's the one who enjoys a good meal and asks his son to make him his favorite dish, despite, or perhaps because of his traumatic experience, he appreciates that daily routine is extraordinarily special. He can appreciate the transformative effect of giving someone a sip of water. Isaac teaches us one more lesson about spirituality, a way of communicating with God that was bestowed upon him when he was named. Elie Wiesel muses about this patriarch's mundane but amusing name. Wiesel writes, "Why is the most tragic of our ancestors named Isaac, a name which evokes and signifies laughter? Here is why. As the first survivor, he had to teach us, the future survivors of Jewish history, that it's possible to suffer and despair an entire lifetime and still not give up the art of laughter. Isaac, of course, never freed himself from the traumatizing scenes that violated his youth. The Holocaust had marked him and continued to haunt him forever. Yet he remained capable of laughter, and in spite of everything, he did laugh. From Isaac, we learn that laughter is also a form of prayer." Shabbat Shalom. Page 282. If you're able, please rise for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
On page 287, may we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You can be seated. This Shabbat, in our community, the family of Peter Mitro remains in Shloshim, and we remember those whose yahrzeit we are observing. Norman Cummins, Edith Cummins, Elka Zachako, Chana Levi Dietz, Gertrude Englander, Suzanne Englander, Morris Lewis Feinberg Sr., Samuel Philip Fisher, Rosalind K. Friedman, Fanny Freiberg, Jane Friedman, Edna Gelman, Biba Slensky Golden, Maurice Goldman, Anna Shanman Goldman,
Abraham I. Greenwald, Morris H. Haar, Sandrea Johnson, Rolinda Hayes Joseph, Robert Lewin Kahn, Joseph B. Lieb, Esther Lefton, H. Jacques Lehman, Walter W. Magnus, Barbara Mandel, Sophia Saxel-Mantler, Arthur Mayers, Louis Mielziner Jr., David A. Moritz, Sarah R. Oskarowitz, Henry Phillips, Ted Preston, Roselle Leifman Reinschreiber, Norman J. Rosenberg, Gerald Rubenstein, Arthur Rubenstein, Bert A. Spaney, Anne Furtman Stern, Stella Block Whale, Rose Haberman Weider, Meyer T. Wolpa, and Kenneth Zeisler. Are there any other names for Yartzeit or Shloshim? Zichronam Livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing. Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, is found on page 294, and if you're able, please stand for Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach kirutei, v'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yamechon, u'v'chay d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv yimru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam u'almei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpo'ar, v'yitramam, v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar, v'yit'aleh, v'yithalal, shemei dekudesha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, d'amiran ba'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shalom rabba min shamaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. You can be seated. Amy has announcements also? Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi Gottlieb and Annika Belish, for leading the congregation in tonight's service. It was a little bit of light and warmth on such a dark, cold evening. Thank you, Dorothea Polster, for delivering your message on behalf of the Cleveland Jewish Federation's Shabbat for Good. As far as the announcements, join Rabbi Shauna, Annika Belish, and Josh Levy for Shabbat Fun at Rise and Shine for our littlest kids and their families. Fun begins on December 6th at 10:30 a.m. at the Orange Library. Kol Nashim is discussing Persuasion by Jane Austen on December 8th at 7 p.m. in person or via Zoom. Join us for consecration and Hanukkah dinner after Hanukkah Shabbat services with consecration on December 19th. Details are in the November bulletin and next week's Temple Times. Please join us on December 11th as Rabbi Shauna is honored as one of the CJN's 18 difference makers, and longtime STKA member Lee Fisher will be honored with the Civic Leadership Award. Let us know if you're interested in attending. Tickets are $136 per person. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. And for our closing song, we'll sing Ki Eshmera Shabbat. As long as I keep Shabbat, God takes care of me.
Ki Eshmera Shabbat El Yishmereni, Ki Eshmera Shabbat El Yishmereni, Oti Le'omeyad Beno Uveini, Oti yashmer Shabbat, El yishmereni, ki yashmer Shabbat, El yishmereni, oti le'omeyad beino uveini, oti le'omeyad beino uveini.
Now, stand for the closing benediction. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and protect you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May your days be made bright by God's presence in your life. May God deal gently with you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God lift up God's face, turn toward you, and give you peace.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, v'yasem lecha shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.